So last year I installed these stone borders all around my lawn. When I installed it, I had a lot of gravel underneath just to make sure the water drains properly. But coming out from winter, you can see that my lawn is still super wet. I have some areas that just doesn't dry up, even though we're having terrible weather today. It even snowed yesterday and it's 20th of April. Sweden, what are you gonna do? But we've had 2 weeks of good weather and I saw the neighboring lawns, they all dried up and they started greening up, but mine stayed wet. So the two reasons I see for this is either the stone borders are keeping the surface water on the lawn or it's not sloped correctly. And you do want to get that surface water off the lawn as soon as you can, because at some point, if it stays on for too long, it's going to suffocate the grass roots, so it's going to die off. And as you can see, a lot of my lawn has died off. Now, I do have French drains all around the house that leads to a drainage pipe, but that's for water below the surface. And it seems like this is not even getting below the surface, it's just staying on top of the soil. So I need to fix this somehow. And the only two solutions I can come up with is one, hollow core aerate the entire lawn and then top dress with sand. And the second one I just read about the other week, and it's called vertical drainage. I just read about it, I've never seen it. I don't know if it will work, but I just wanted to try it out. I mean, why not? It seems like a very cheap way to solve drainage issues. So the idea is you drill some holes, you put landscape fabric in it, then you put gravel in it, and then you fill it up with soil. So easy enough. I'm gonna try that today. So I'm gonna drill just a few holes in the worst areas, see if it works. If it does, then I'll try it again next year. All right, so let's get the soil drill ready. I just rented one for the day. It was very cheap. So let's just get it ready and let's start drilling the first hole. So this is one of the worst areas. So my idea is maybe do 2 holes here or something. I mean, this entire area seems super wet. It just doesn't dry up. So let's do the first holes here and let's see how that works. Now, of course, the 3 spots I chose all had stones blocking me from drilling anymore. So I'm gonna see if I can unblock it, get that stone out of the way, and then continue on. I think I'm also gonna change the size of the drill. I think these holes are a bit too big, actually. I don't think they need to be this big. All right, let's see. I'm just gonna change the drill size to the smaller one, and then we'll try again. All right, so I'm done with all the holes. Looks like I have gopher holes all over the lawn. Let me show you how it looks. All right, as you can see, I have holes all over the place now. Over in that corner, I found so many stones. That's why it looks like I've dug up the entire thing. So I had to dig up all the stones manually. But I think I have a theory why it is the way it is. Let me show you. So these are the holes. On top, you have all this nice sandy stuff. But just below the actual soil bed, you have this super hard clay. I mean, look at this, it's super hard. Over here as well, on top, sandy nice stuff. And then just below that, you have this super compacted clay. So the idea is to go below that clay stuff, because right now I think the water is just pooling on top of the sandy stuff and it can't get away because the clay is just acting like a barrier. Now I don't know if this will help because I couldn't drill far enough past that, but this is such a low effort, pretty much no cost to try this. So why not? Let's just see what happens. So the next step is to take the landscape fabric, put it in the hole, put the gravel in there, and then cover it up again. So let me show you how I'm doing it. So I put down the landscape fabric here like this, and then just fill it up with a lot of gravel. Now this hole is way too big, but I found a large stone here, so I had to remove it manually. So that's why this hole is super big, but who cares? And then cover the gravel up and then just fill it up again with all the soil you used. And there you go, looks kind of nice. In my case, I barely had any grass here, everything was dead. It already looked like a muddy kind of mix. So I didn't bother with actually cutting up any sod, putting it aside. But if you want to do this and you have good grass, just cut off a square of the sod, move it aside, drill the hole, and then just put the sod back on. And I'm actually using the landscape fabric just because I don't want the gravel to get clogged up. I'm not sure which is better, with or without, but it feels like it's gonna get clogged up if you don't have it, but I can't be sure. So let me just finish these up and I can show you how it looks afterwards. Almost looks like the holes you drill when you go ice fishing or if you're making holes for golf. But I'm Swedish, so of course I first think of ice fishing rather than golf. All right, so now I'm done. I've did all the holes. I put landscape fabric in them, filled them with gravel, put the soil back on. So let me show you how it looks at the moment. So I put the soil back on top. I just lightly raked everything just to get off all the stones I dug up and make sure nothing is just like compacted on the soil. Because even though it may not look like it, I do have some grass. And the little bit I have, I don't want it to die off. I'm very careful with it. I did, however, find out something about the front where I seeded my tetraploid ryegrass. I showed you earlier on that it was so wet there, it never dries off. I don't know why. But last year we built a deck over there, and underneath that section there were stones. So let me show you how it looks actually. So you can see this material. I had stones like that over here, but I thought I dug most of it out, but looking into the hole, that's as far as I get. Even with the power drill or the soil drill, I can't get any further. It's just super compacted. So I'm actually thinking about leaving this for a while and just digging up the entire area and looking underneath and see what I can do about it, because I have to do something. It can't look like this. I mean, it can't be this wet. I mean, you can see that nothing is growing there, so I need to do something. So I'll dig that entire section up. I don't think just digging holes for drainage is gonna work, especially since I can't even get through it. But other than that, I'm kind of excited. I mean, it's fun to try out things. Who knows if this works or not, but I mean, the landscape fabric cost me about, what, $15, $20 or euros. Renting the drill for a day cost me about 26, 28 euros. I mean, it's quite cheap to try this out. And as we say in Swedish, ingen kommer ihåg en fegis. No one remembers a coward. So why not? Normally when you take out cores, you only see the topsoil. So I've never even thought about having clay underneath that. So it's a good thing I did this, now I know. Unfortunately, I can't show you if this works or not. I mean, we have to wait for rainfall or next year when the snow melts away. But now you know how to do it if you want to try it out. And if you're not like me, you like to experiment, then you can just wait a year, because I'll show you the results. Success or not success, I will show you how this turns out. And now we have some sun finally. It's been around 0 degrees all day. I've been freezing my ass off. Hopefully we can start the season soon. I mean, it's April 20th today. It's almost May. And we had snow yesterday. It's getting ridiculous actually. But I mean, before the season kicks off, then you have to find stuff like this to do. Just keep busy. All right. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.